How many ETFs should you invest in? That's a question that many investors, both new and experienced, often ask. Today, we delve into the world of exchange-traded funds, or ETFs for short. These are powerful tools for diversification, a cornerstone of any healthy investment strategy. The number of ETFs one should invest in can vary greatly depending on personal circumstances and financial goals. Now, you might wonder, what's the ideal number? Well, the answer isn't as straightforward as you may think. Before we delve into the numbers, understanding what ETFs are and how they work is crucial. ETFs, or exchange-traded funds, are investment funds that trade on a stock exchange. Much like a mutual fund, an ETF holds assets such as stocks, bonds, or commodities. However, unlike mutual funds, ETFs can be bought and sold during the trading day, just like individual stocks. Now, one of the primary benefits of ETFs is diversification. When you buy an ETF, you're buying a basket of different assets. This means instead of putting all your eggs in one basket by buying just one stock, you're spreading your risk across many different assets. This diversification can provide a buffer against the volatility of the market. ETFs also offer a level of transparency that individual stocks do not. They disclose their holdings daily, allowing investors to know exactly what assets they own. With this understanding of ETFs, we can now start to address our main question. Deciding how many ETFs to invest in isn't a one-size-fits-all answer. It depends on several factors. Let's delve into some of these influencing elements. The first factor to consider is your investment goals. Are you saving for retirement, a dream house, or your kids' college education, or perhaps you're just trying to grow your wealth? Your objectives will largely shape your investment strategy, including the number of ETFs you might want to hold. Next, consider your risk tolerance. If you're someone who can sleep tight even when the market fluctuates wildly, you might be comfortable investing in a greater number of ETFs, including those that track volatile markets. On the flip side, if market turbulence gives you the jitters, you might prefer a smaller selection of ETFs, focusing on those that track more stable markets. The length of your investment horizon is another key factor. If you're investing for a goal that's decades away, you can afford to take more risks, meaning more ETFs could be suitable. But if your goal is just a few years away, you might want to limit the number of ETFs in your portfolio to minimize risk. Lastly, your individual financial circumstances will also influence the number of ETFs you invest in. Do you have a steady income, or is it irregular? How much can you afford to invest? These are all important questions to consider. As you can see, your personal circumstances greatly influence your investment decisions, including how many ETFs you should invest in. So, how do you make the decision on how many ETFs to invest in? Well, the answer is not as simple as picking a number out of a hat. It's a process that requires careful thought and consideration. Firstly, you need to do your homework. Research is key. Understand the ETFs you are considering. Look at their track records, their focus, their management structure, and their fees. Secondly, consider your investment goals and risk tolerance. Are you looking for growth, income, or a combination of both? Can you tolerate a higher level of risk for potentially higher returns, or do you prefer a more conservative approach? Thirdly, don't set it and forget it. Regularly review your investment portfolio. The market changes, your goals may shift, and the ETFs you've chosen may no longer be the best fit. Remember, the goal isn't to own as many ETFs as possible, but to build a diversified and balanced portfolio that aligns with your investment goals. So, to sum it up, we've taken a deep dive into how many ETFs you should consider investing in. The truth of the matter is there's no definitive answer. It's not about a magic number, but rather understanding your personal financial situation and investment goals. We've discussed the importance of diversification and how it can protect your investment from the volatility of the market. We've also explored the factors to consider when choosing ETFs, including their underlying assets, expense ratios, and liquidity. The decision ultimately lies within you. It's about balancing your risk tolerance with your financial aspirations and choosing the ETFs that align with your investment strategy. It's also important to remember that investing isn't a one-time event. Regularly reviewing your portfolio and adjusting your investments as necessary is key in staying on track towards your financial goals. With careful consideration and regular review of your portfolio, you can make informed decisions about how many ETFs to invest in. Remember, investing is a journey, not a destination.